Welcome to tonight's class, Wednesday evening. We're studying Zera, Shimshon, and Rabbi Leib Heyman, and we are studying Parashat Ki Tetze. Now, I would like to thank tonight's sponsors. Let me pull them up. Give me a second. So firstly, my younger brother, Jonathan Laredo, is sponsoring tonight's class in honor of him going and spending the year in the Holy Land of Israel, studying in yeshiva. He's going to be studying in Yeshiva's Torah Shraga, and he is hoping that he's going to have a very great, successful, and great year, B'ezrat Hashem. So thank you to my brother Jonathan for sponsoring tonight's class. Next, we have, pulling it up, Malka Cohen, who's on with us this evening, is dedicating tonight's class in honor of her birthday, which is this Shabbat, the 21st. Big Mazal Tov till 120 in good health. Thank you very much. And last but not least, Esther Meravici is also sponsoring tonight's class in the merit of Rav Pinchas of Koritz, B'ezrat Hashem, that he should bring an end to this COVID plague and the refuah shlema to all those who are in need, and B'ezrat Hashem, the coming of the Mashiach, b'mhera b'yamenu, amen. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors, and B'ezrat Hashem, our Torah, our tefillah, and all of our good deeds will go and serve as a militz yosher, a good word in for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to give us all a very, very successful and healthy and happy new year, B'ezrat Hashem, coming up. So with this week's parasha, let me pull up my source sheet over here. This one. Okay. So with this week's parasha, there's a lot going on. We're going to learn the Zera Shimshon part first. So we're going to skip to something a little later in this week's parasha. And then we're going to go back to the beginning with Reb Leib is going to share something with us, B'ezrat Hashem. So take a look at your screen. We have a very famous and important mitzvah in this week's Torah portion. Here we are in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 7. And that is the very famous mitzvah of Shiluach Haken, sending away the mother bird. Take a look at the verse. Shaleach teshalach et ha'em v'tabarim tikach lach leman yitav lach v'ha'arachta yamim. You shall send away the mother, and then you may take the young for yourself, in order that it should be good for you, and you should lengthen your days. This is one of the rare mitzvot that a person is guaranteed a long life for. The other ones that come to the top of my mind are obviously honoring your parents. And as we had in it's also in this week's Torah portion, to not have, own, or obviously use measures that are counterfeit, that are either too heavy or too light, using it to your benefit. Those are all the main mitzvot that a person is guaranteed long life for. Let's just go through the basic story of what this Shiluach Haken really is. So a person's walking and he sees a nest. He sees a mother, he or she, right? This mitzvah is both applicable to men and women. You see a mother bird on top of her birds or even her eggs, and you should go and send the mother bird away and take either the eggs or the young birds. And doing that is actually a mitzvah. So ironically, there's a lot of different questions. Doing that is a mitzvah, and Hashem blesses a person with a long life. So the Zera Shimshon brings a Talmud. This is a quite known Talmud. This Talmud is in Masechet Brachot, page 33b. And the Talmud says that if someone says, like let's say in prayer, the Talmud over there is going through different things that a person says that we have to shush them for because it's incorrect. So the Talmud says, if a person would come to say, the same way that God has mercy on the mother bird, referring to this bird that is being sent away before taking the eggs or the little birds, right? Because you're not allowed to take away the birds or the eggs while the mother's looking. You got to shoo the mom away first. So if one were to say the same way that a God has a lot of mercy, tremendous amount of mercy on this mother bird, he should have mercy also on us or on me. That is unfortunately incorrect, and a person must be silenced if they are heard being said that. So you hear your friend, your neighbor, your family member saying such a line, have mercy on me the same way I have mercy on the mother bird. Not allowed to do that. That is incorrect. And the reason for this is because what they're doing is, the Zera Shimshon explains, they're turning God's commandments into simple acts of mercy, when the truth is everything that we do, everything that we don't do, are all way beyond our human comprehension. They are part of the divine wisdom. They're beyond our intellect, beyond what we can understand. And therefore, you can't go and rationalize, oh, because this mitzvah looks a certain way, in this case, merciful, well, then Hashem should have mercy on me. No, that's not the reason. You think you understand why you do what you do, but we really don't, because it's way beyond our comprehension. Now, based on this, so again, based on this Talmud in Masechet Brachot, it seems like the reason why we have the obligation to, or the mitzvah, to send away the mother bird for taking the eggs or the birds, is not out of mercy. It's not a mitzvah out of mercy. Rather, it's a mitzvah as a decree. The Zera Shimshon brings a midrash that contradicts this, and the midrash says that Hashem had mercy on the birds just as Hashem had mercy on all other animals. And the myth and the source for the fact that Hashem showed mercy on birds is this very verse, our verse in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 7. That's this mitzvah of Shiluach HaKen. So, as Shimshon says, from the Talmud, it seems this mitzvah is not a mitzvah that comes from, source from mercy. However, the Midrash says it's obvious that this mitzvah is a mitzvah that is sourced in Hashem's compassion and mercy. So which one is it? That's his first question. His second question is based on a different midrash. There's another midrash that lists a couple different mitzvot and the rewards for them. For example, that as we just saw, the merit for sending this mother bird away is having long life. It's having honor, wealth, children. So why are there all of these merits and this merit to having children for the mitzvah of Shiluach HaKen? What's the correlation between having children and sending the mother bird away? Zera Shimshon goes on to answer yet again with another midrash. The Zera Shimshon, by the way, was very, very proficient in not only the Talmud, but all different types of midrashim, different explanations on the Torah. As we see, he brings them all together in such a nice way. So the Zera Shimshon explains that there is another midrash that says that the mitzvah of Shiluach HaKen, of sending the mother bird away, actually causes the Mashiach to come. It hastens the coming of the Messiah. Why? Well, he brings the Talmud in Masechet Yevamot that tells us that the Mashiach will only come after all the souls, all the nishamot that were supposed to come into this world have already come. So there's a number, I don't know it, Hashem only knows it. There's a certain number of nishamot, of souls that have to be sent down to this world. And these souls are all a piece of Hashem, and all of these pieces have to come down into this world before the coming of the Mashiach. And this world is kind of like the world that we live in is over, and it's a new world. It's the world of Mashiach. The Zera Shimshon, that's what Talmud says. The Zera Shimshon goes and says, since the mitzvah of sending away the mother bird, as we brought in the Midrash, brings the Mashiach, do you know what your reward will be for sending the mother bird away? It's actually having children. Why? Because the more children a person has, or the more children that actually come to this world, is something that brings the Mashiach to come even sooner. Because let's just say there is I don't know, 100 billion souls. I'm just giving a number. I don't even know what it could be. Let's say, whatever it is. Let's say, I don't know, let's say 50 billion souls. There's 50 billion souls. Every time a person does another mitzvah of sending away the mother bird, besides for all the regular babies that are being born and souls coming in, there are going to be more souls being brought into this world. That is going to make the Mashiach come faster, obviously. So now the Zera Shimshon says, well, what's the connection between Mashiach and Shiluach HaKen, sending the mother bird away? So this is something deep. This is very deep. This is from the Zohar, the Zera Shimshon quotes. The Zohar tells us that when the mother bird is being sent away before its little chicks or eggs are being taken, the mother feels a sense of pain. And listen to what the Zohar says. The Zohar says that the mother even wants to kill herself. She is in such tremendous pain that she's being shooed away before the babies are being taken. And again, there's celestial beings that are in charge of every aspect of creation. So the celestial being, the angel that is in charge of the birds, comes to Hashem seeking mercy for this mother bird. This bird feels so bad. The angel of the birds comes and says, Hashem, look how much pain and suffering this mother is, wants to commit even suicide over the fact that he's being shooed away before his babies are being taken. Hashem says, all the more so, kal vachomer, all the more so that I should be merciful for Bnei Israel. Meaning it's kind of like a metaphor that just as the mother bird feels so sad for being shooed away before its babies are being taken, Hashem, which is our mother bird in this instance, also should have a tremendous amount of mercy and compassion for its children, in this case, Bnei Israel. So that's the connection between Shiluach HaKen and Mashiach. And obviously when Hashem will have his mercy, will be able to display his mercy in a great way, that's when Mashiach will finally come. Now comes the answer to our first question. Our first question was, is the mitzvah of Shiluach HaKen, of sending this mother bird away, something which is out of mercy or not? Right? From the Talmud, it was clearly not out of mercy. Out of the Midrash, it was out of mercy. So listen to this. Based on what we said, the Zera Shimshon says, the mitzvah of sending a mother bird away actually arouses Hashem's mercy. It does arouses Hashem's mercy, and it isn't, however, it isn't performed because Hashem is merciful. It arouses Hashem's mercy, but it's not done because Hashem is merciful. Rather, the mercy that comes out, that Hashem feels, so to say, is just a byproduct and an outcome which stems from the angel of the birds that comes to beseech Hashem to invoke his mercy. So we don't do this mitzvah because Hashem's merciful. Rather, we do this mitzvah because it arouses Hashem's mercy. You see the difference? It's either you're doing it because Hashem's merciful. No, that's not the reason for this mitzvah. Rather, we do it because it arouses Hashem's mercy. To us, this mitzvah seems cruel. There's no mercy. And that's why we do it. The fact of shooing a mother bird away is cruel because we're taking babies from a mother and for no specific reason, just because the Torah said to do so. But this act was done because Hashem commanded us to do it. And now the Zohar teaches us that this arouses Hashem's feelings, so to say, of mercy to try to hasten the Mashiach. So ending this portion on the Zera Shimshon, I guess a very important lesson I can share with all of us is sometimes we think we understand and we know why we do certain mitzvot, and then we start, unfortunately, categorizing. These mitzvot I'm going to do, these ones I'm not going to do, this one I'm going to take more seriously, this one I'm going to disregard. We have no conception of how important every single mitzvah is and what that mitzvah actually does and what the reward and the merit is. Certain mitzvot we think are so important and there's a lot of reward in that, but they may not be. It could be that the simple ones, the ones that are not so famous or common or sought after, are the great ones, and we will never know. We will only know in the time of Mashiach. So that means for us is that we need to take all the mitzvot, the ones that we think we understand, the ones that we don't understand, the ones we know we don't understand, the ones we want to understand, the ones we don't want to understand, any combination of a mitzvah, we should all just have that intention to try to acquire fulfilling it with the feeling of Hashem commanded us to do so. Whether we understand or not, it is way beyond our comprehension.